Okay, let's go through the do nothing option. If you're considering the do nothing option, it's a patently horrible idea. What you're in essence doing is you're gambling that the US government doesn't have the resources to identify the non-filing of the FBAR and the non-reporting of the foreign income. You're also banking that the US government doesn't have the ability to identify your offshore assets that are generating income, like your real estate or your offshore business. This is a grave mistake. Every participant in the 2009, 2011, and 2012 offshore voluntary disclosure programs has provided intel on the banks that were harboring their offshore accounts, the advisors who told them to put the money there, both domestically and offshore, and the government is using data mining to go through all of this intel to identify your offshore non-compliance. There's a witch hunt going on right now for any promoter of offshore income tax evasion. I have seen several CPAs and attorneys get criminally charged over this issue in recent years. Moreover, the FACTA information exchange is now open. Under FACTA, any offshore bank is required to report to the US government electronically if you have an account balance with them offshore under certain circumstances. The US government, in exchange for this information, is providing the same information on foreigners that have deposits of money here in the United States. All of this information is being traded between countries electronically through databases. It is expected that the IRS will be data mining the FACTA data exchange, trying to identify people that have offshore accounts that aren't disclosing them, including offshore sources of income that aren't disclosing them. You also have exposure if the US government opens up a criminal investigation against a bank where you have a deposit, or the bank where you have an offshore deposit makes a deal, an amnesty deal with the US government over their own aiding and abetting of income tax evasion. If you have a deposit with an institution that comes under investigation and the US government learns of this before you go to them voluntarily, you don't qualify for any of these options. You will be audited and you potentially could be criminally prosecuted. The point to all of this is that the US government is tightening the noose on this issue. If you have undisclosed foreign sources of income and undisclosed foreign accounts, it's a matter of time before they find your undisclosed income by finding your undisclosed account. Once they find your account, they can ask for the activity taking place in that account. They can see the deposits of income, and they can pretty much figure out if you're committing offshore income tax evasion. Doing nothing is absolutely not an option in the face of the draconian penalty regime I already walked you through, both civilly and criminally. Moreover, the most important thing I can tell you, if the IRS can prove fraud, there is no statute of limitations for any return that you filed in the United States or any offshore, domestic, or any other type of evasion or information non-reporting. The statute is open to the dawn of time.